Okay. Okay. Alright, here we go. Yeah. Okay, so we're gonna do some more spookiness. More spooky games this time. Back for round 3 of stuff from the haunted PS1 Summer Shivers Game Jam. So this is gonna be fun. I did not expect. So originally, I think the jam was intended to run for a month. It was from like mid-July to mid-August or something like that. And then near the end of that month, they were like, let's just do another month. And so I didn't really expect that that after that initial period ended, that there was just going to be like an explosion of so many more. I've been looking at this list and like I've already done, let me check. I think I've done like 20, 25, 26 games already from this game jam. And here I was thinking like, oh, it's going to be like the demo disc where, you know, the demo disc was like, I think it was like 26 games as well. And it'll be somewhere around there because, you know, it's only so many developers wanting to use this style or whatever. But there's like, it says that there's 77 entries. Although when I was last doing stuff from this, I think there were like 35 or something like that. But yeah, so let's see. Yeah, I've done 26 games so far. So that means there's just a ton of stuff that came out in the last 2 weeks for this game jam, which is cool because a lot of these look very cool. I'm gonna be try to be a little bit more positive. Last week I wasn't all that positive, and I kind of feel bad about that. The thing is I understand that with a platform like Itch.io, when all these games are going up for free and people are just working on them in their spare time and they're doing it for fun and all that, sometimes it can be difficult to discern like motive. I guess I want to say motive. You know, like 5 or 6 years ago when Steam Greenlight and all that was a thing, people were going onto the Unity Asset Store and just like downloading games wholesale, bumping them into Unity, compiling them, and then throwing them up on the Steam store to try to get a couple of dollars or trading cards or whatever. And that's like cynical bad stuff, right? But sometimes that looks indistinguishable from people who have maybe bought a few assets and put them into a game that they've made themselves, and they've put a lot of work into trying to figure out how to make all this stuff work, even if they don't have an art background, you know, something like that. And so it can be difficult to distinguish someone just doing an asset flip trying to gain exposure for their other projects that are trying to make money or whatever, from someone who is genuinely trying to work out how to do this stuff for the first time. And that was the issue I had with Simon the Shark. Simon the Shark looks like every single arcade filler content game that they would throw on those like plug and play TV consoles. Whereas that could also just as easily be someone's like first game, the first thing that they've ever created in any software ever. And they're like, yeah, I downloaded some pictures, but the main thing is that I put the code together, right? Even if it wasn't code, even if it was like, you know, just putting the assets together, including someone else's code, and just applying the picture to that code or whatever, you know, whatever it is, modifying existing code, whatever. So, in trying to be constructive about this, sometimes it's difficult because sometimes I'm just hit with something that just looks immediately like it's a troll game. I don't know. One of those that was on here was, I think it was called Ghost Village, somewhere down here. It used music that they presumably didn't have a license for. It used assets that were clearly like Unity Store assets. And, you know, maybe they had scripted all that stuff and all that. I forget where it was. But anyway, I was just immediately hit with like, oh, I don't want to do this, you know. Like I kind of don't want to continue with a game like that. So I'm going to try to be a little bit more patient this time with some of the games, especially ones that I feel like are imitating things I don't like Slender. Because, full disclosure, I actually don't really like horror games, but I realize that they're kind of fun to play on the channel, on Twitch. And then there's games that are like, you know, RPG Maker visual novel stuff like that. There Swings a Skull, which was very artfully done, but it's not something that's like fun to watch on Twitch. I don't think, anyway. I don't know. And I personally don't think they're very fun to play, even though there's a lot of skill that goes into making something like that. So I'm going to try to give some of these a little bit more of a shot if I lose. And I think having a time limit rather than a games limit is going to help with that. Because last time I was playing all these games, I was trying to get through like 16 or 17 different games all in one play session. And so when I got to a point in a game where I was like, okay, I kind of see what this game has to offer, I just clicked off of it and just went to a different game. So like I didn't finish that one that was which game was it? There was one of these games I didn't finish. It was the one with the mechanical anglerfish thing coming after you, because it was like, oh, it's you know, it's a monster that just kind of follows you around in this maze and you can't see and you have to find a key to a door. And I was like, okay, well, I've played that 100 times, so I don't really need to play this one. This time I'm gonna actually try. If I encounter one of those things where I'm like, oh, I've seen this a million times, I don't feel like doing it, I'm actually gonna try to do it. I may still comment about how like I don't think that's a very good thing, but like, you know, it's a game jam. It's time for people to try out things. And so on top of this, as a disclosure, I want to say I'm someone who thinks that Breath of the Wild is the worst Zelda game. Castlevania 64 is the best Castlevania game. So you shouldn't take anything I say seriously, even if I'm extremely critical of all of these games. Because my opinion is worthless, and most of you are going to disagree with it. So it shouldn't seem disheartening if I don't like something. Anyway, so let's get let's hop into it. Okay, so our first game, I'm just going to go directly in order. I have not really looked at anything to do with any of these new games. I'm just judging them based on their cover art alone so far, you know. And I'm just going to go in order, and we'll see what we get, because that's the way I like to enjoy these things. Now, the downside of this, as I kind of mentioned in doing the Haunted PS1 demo disc, is that sometimes you just get tonal whiplash, right? Like you start up a game that's like with the Haunted PS1 demo disc, there was Tori 3D, a very colorful, vibrant neon little platformer with a little chicken character, and it was super fun. And then the very next game, I feel like probably not the very next game, but like one of the next games was something like The Drowning Machine or an Outcry, where it's like a very serious, heavy, dramatic thing about a very serious issue. And so that tonal whiplash doesn't always do one or the other piece very much favor, and it's not either of their faults. It's just the reality of, oops, I played this one first and now I played this one, and the second one, as a result, I didn't adjust to it or something like that. So, you know, something along the lines of that, where like if I played Tori 3D first, then I'm like, yeah, platformers, happy feelings, let's go. And then the very next one I'm like, oh, I don't know if I like this right now, you know. And the same can happen in reverse, where I'm like in a mood of like, oh, I want to play all these serious ones, and then some light platformer thing happens, and I'm like, okay, well, you know, I want to get back to the other ones. So unfortunately, that's just a reality of like programming and all this stuff. Programming in like a concert sense of like what you put in what order. It's just kind of, you know, it's all going to be random. So unfortunately, I can't really control what order I'm going to. I'm controlling it only by what I see first. So anyway, our first game is called Watershed. Let's check out the page and see if I've played anything by this dev. I have plenty of water this time, so I won't get parched in the middle of the game like I did with that elephant game the other night. 10 minutes. This is something that's kind of nice. I don't know if I always want to like know ahead of time how long the game is, but sometimes I'm like, yeah, I kind of like the fact that you just told me it was about 10 minutes long. That feels good for planning and stuff like that. I like that. 10 minutes, mouse keyboard, saves automatically. Cool. Made for the jam. Submechanophobia, PSA. Okay, so no real information going in. That's fine. Let's go ahead and boot it up. Oh, okay. So they don't have like a page. I guess they don't have other projects. Okay, and I also want to mention, I haven't really paid attention to this list. I guess I don't really use the Itch.io app to like follow creators necessarily, but I might. But I am gonna try to rate all of the submissions that I play after off stream, not on stream. But anyway, so that's cool. All right, let's try Watershed. And like I said, I am going to try to at least speak a little bit to how much the game fits one of the two themes of the jam, how much it fits being kind of spooky or not spooky, and then also how it fits being like PS1. I feel like there's another thing with PS1 that needs to be said, which is like, why is your game in a PlayStation 1 style? Is it just because it's kind of easy to do a neat style, or like does it have something specific to do with the older consoles, or something that you're alluding to? And so I'm going to try to address that if I can in playing these games, but we'll see. Okay, so we got to figure out how to capture this and make sure that you can hear. Okay, so let's get the sound going first, because this game's running in the background and I can hear some cool windy sounds, so let me make sure you can hear some cool windy sounds. All right, you should be able to hear some cool windy sounds. With most of these are going to be full screen, so I'm not really going to be able to check the audio levels. I hope they're going to be okay. I know sometimes they're not that great, and sometimes you can't really hear what's going on. So hopefully I have them high enough that you can hear both my voice and the game. I'm going to turn all these up a little bit then, just in case, because I'd rather you be able to hear the game than me sometimes. Anyway, so we got some windy sounds. Cool. And let's get a nice old game capture on this. Capturing the window. Watershed. Might just take a second. There it is. Cool. Okay, let's get rid of the window capture. Awesome. Alright, Watershed, let's see this. In the middle of a flooded town, a rescue worker hears cries of help from a house. Alright. Cool. New game. Oh, we're right in it. Okay then. So we're in a flood on a roof. Flood rescue. Do we have a shift to run? We do. Okay. There's a car. Well, that's kind of neat. Okay, so these are yeah, they're JPEGs. That's actually kind of cool. I'm starting to try to look at like how things are designed a little bit more. Oh, I see. Hold, click and hold. Okay. All right, we've opened that up. We have the chimney. Can't jump on that. We're going in. Oh, so that could be kind of like a interesting take on submerged man-made objects, right? That it doesn't necessarily have to have intentionally been submerged, right? Like, it's not necessarily a submarine, but it's like something that got submerged. Let me make sure I pull up my stream manager just in case. Cool. Let me tab over. Cool. Just wanted to make sure I didn't miss anything. I noticed a couple weeks ago, someone popped in my chat right when I was starting up a game in full screen, and they asked a couple things, and I didn't see it because my stream manager wasn't set up. I'm also now, like, I've been doing a little research into like what actually constitutes PS1 style stuff. Like there's something about texture warping, which it's been a while since I've actually played like PS1 games. I was more of a Nintendo 64 guy, but like texture filtering and texture warping and stuff like that. Okay, we can drop down into there. It's a TV. Seek higher ground, but avoid closed spaces such as attics. Rising water might trap you. Might trap us. Going down as a flood rescue person could be dangerous. Okay, so it looks like we're going down. Okay. Locked. Oh, is that a gun? No. I thought so. I'm like looking around. Where's my weapon? Driving through water is dangerous. It only takes 12 inches of water for a car to float. Yeah, I've kind of been interested in the idea of the theme of the PSA. So I'm like, how do you gamify a PSA? Okay, so I guess we're going to be going across the water. A lot of junk in there. Oh, I see. We have water flowing in over there, pushing us this way. So I don't think I'm going to be able to get back that way. Solve puzzle. Received a key from it. Oh, I have one key. Okay. Oh, yeah, okay, hang on. If I get to the other side, can I... Uh-oh. We're in trouble. Ah, there we go. Use the key. Closet. Oh, can I hide in the closet? That's locked. Okay. Oh, it's another TV head. Looks like a mix of two recordings. One of a PSA, another I'm not sure of. Probably help. Somebody got smushed by a TV. There's a light over there that tells me I'm supposed to do something there. Watershed is an area that gathers water into a specific water body. So we're getting a little bit of a lesson with our... Okay, I have a feeling this was a bad idea. Yeah, this was a bad idea. I died. Okay. Alright. Cool, checkpoint system. Alright, where are we going under here? Solve puzzle. Oh, I have a feeling I'm gonna have to go back up. And then go back down. Received a key from it. Okay, there was another one down here, wasn't there? Do I have... hang on. So there's a jump, and it felt like the jump underwater actually made me go further. Do I have a... whoops. Do I go faster if I jump sideways? Maybe. Do I have bunny hops? Use the key. Break rotten wood. Oh, that's gonna go down. Okay, where do we want to be getting to, though? Okay, so there's like an infinite hallway thing going on, preventing me from getting over here. So... okay. Considering we are underwater, I don't think I want to answer the doorbell. Alright, where else do we have in here? Lots of boxes, lots of boxes. Oh, that's the front door. Okay. Okay then. Okay, how do I... whoop. Uh-oh. So I'm gonna have to, like, jump down there and just immediately get going on that. I'm drowning. Whoa. Okay. Can I jump out of the water? No, I can't. Okay, I have a feeling I'm not going to do it this time. Drowned, okay. Down. Hold the button very quickly. Race against the meters. So get over there. Fly, you fools. Oh, okay. Oh, cool. Stay underwater for longer. Nice. Oh, so we're on the other side. Gotcha. Scuba tank. Oh, okay. So this is like we're stuck down here now. Just gonna have to keep coming back to that. Do we have a dash underwater? Does that do anything? Doesn't seem to be. I like how the screen changes underwater significantly. Oh, we're back. Okay. Yeah. So we got attacked by a spooky man, and now we're back. But we got scuba gear. Spooba gear. Oh yeah, this is where the help's coming from. So, now where to? Yeah, where are we headed? Did that. We did that. Oh, we're headed to the this area down here. What all is going on down here? Oh, I see. That pushes us back here. So where do we want to be going? Okay, what's in this direction? Did I ever go this way? I don't think so. I just realized how dumb it sounds to have asked for a shotgun in an underwater game. Yeah, I think I'd be asking for a harpoon gun. Oh, you totally do move faster if you go diagonally. Yeah, we're bunny hopping. There's another one. Let's see if we can read them all. In a watershed, not everything flows downstream. Some of the water might infiltrate deeper into the ground. Like down there. Okay, just to check. See if there's anything else over here. Nope. I'm gonna call that nope real quick so that I can get back there. I figured now that I've learned the bunny hopping strategy, we'll be good to go. We're going down into the deep. This is definitely going to be a voyage of no return. As the air is, it's going down too. Aha, we've reached the bottom. We're gonna get smushed down here. I can feel it. Oh, we got a scuba tank. Oh, cool. Okay. Wow. Okay, so we're gonna go down there. Let's refill one more time. All right. Whoops. So what are we looking for down here? Okay, that's a dead end. Oh yeah, they're doing the water effect of you can put like a bowl or something and strike it and dip it into water and the pitch will go down. The water might travel long distances in the soil or stay hidden for a long period of time. Something's down there. What do we got? Oh no! I've fallen and I can't get up. Uh-oh. I drowned. Continue. Okay. Oh, we're starting with half air. Uh-oh. Okay, cool. Scuba tank. Alright, so we gotta go down here. And I guess we're doing deep underwater platforming. What is this? What is this track I'm following? It's like, I don't know. At first it struck me as a barrel, but obviously wouldn't be the inside of a barrel. Okay. So we're hopping. We're hopping. Okay. Where is the edge of this? There it is. Oh yeah, that bunny hop. Okay. That helps. That helps so much. Look at that. Float right over that gap. Oh, where are we headed now? Into the TV dimension. When was the last time? This is all there is? How many towns have you searched? The end is near. Ooh, what is this? It's a box. Time to crate. Pretty good. Don't look at the monitors. Did you solve the puzzle? I did solve the puzzle. Understand this. Please listen. Take the warning. You never took the warning seriously. The walls that surround you will outlive you. Screens are not your friends. This is all there is. What are you looking for? I don't know yet. You tell me. There is no escape. We're gonna keep hopping. You sink deeper into the cold darkness. Nothing waits there but death. But it's too late to stop it now. Okay. From the great flood and after its long aftermath over, 170,000 lives were declared dead or missing. Large strips of land and infrastructure was destroyed beyond repair with unfathomable long-term consequences. The Western world had not seen such damage since the war. Okay. Well, does that mean we did we beat that one? Let me check. There's not like another ending or something I'm supposed to get, right? Doesn't look like it. Cool. All right. Well, yeah, I like that one. I liked the I wouldn't say that one was all that spooky. But yeah, it made nice use of like pretty confined space and the limited assets and all that stuff. So yeah, and it was atmospheric. I think the thing too is that like with these games, sometimes I can just immediately recognize where something's pulling from, and when that happens, it takes me out of it a little bit. And with this one, I didn't get that sense. Like sometimes you think, okay, well, I mean, it almost did. It almost did with like the little progress bar of doing something. Because I think one of those other games I did with the Slender thing was like, oh, you have to hold the button while something's coming after you. I mean, that's Dead by Daylight, Slender, whatever. All those things are kind of doing that same thing of like, hold the button down while thing chases you. So But it didn't take me out of that because there wasn't like a monster thing actually chasing me actively. So I was like, oh, okay. Kind of would have been fun to actually do the puzzle. I was wondering if that might have been a thing where it was like it was intended to be a puzzle there, and they just didn't have time to program in the puzzle because of the constraints of the game jam and all that stuff. But that kind of maybe would have been fun or something like that. Something a little more than walk around, click on thing. But yeah, I liked how the look changed between above ground and underwater, the movement change and all that. Felt appropriately slow underwater and pretty good above ground too. And the little refill mechanic and all that stuff, like it all just kind of just came together well, and I liked it. I don't know what else to say on that one. Hey, how's it going? Thanks for lurking. I appreciate it. I'm doing well. I'm enjoying some spooky games. Okay, so that was Watershed. That fit all the descriptions. It was PSA, it was submechanophobia, underwater house, an underwater chamber. In fact, underwater TVs. And that's not a risk at all. And it kind of got I think the PlayStation 1 effect helped the underwater fuzziness the most. That's the thing, guys. I've been wondering about that, about like the pixel platformer kind of stuff. I don't know if there's a thing term that game devs use to refer to that collection of games with that aesthetic, but like the 2D Metroidvania pixel platformer thing that just like exploded in the last few years. There's so many of them. And when it first was happening with games like, I don't know, I think the biggest one was Shovel Knight coming out. It was like, oh, this is intentionally one of the first throwbacks to 2D platformers, 2D NES games, like NES, Castlevania and a couple other games, DuckTales, Mario World, whatever. And when it was like the first one, it kind of made sense. It's like, we're returning, we're pulling back to those games or whatever. But by the time I've seen like 30 different pixel platformers, now my question is, why is that aesthetic needed for what you're trying to accomplish with the game? Is it that way because the contents of the game need it to look like that? Or is it because that style is easy to make look good? Like what is the impetus behind using that style? And so I guess that's a little bit of what my question is with all of these games going into this jam too, is like, why does your game need to be PS1 style? And that could be simply because I wanted it to, and I wanted it the game jam or whatever, or it could be as complex as like, well, I'm pulling from this specific thing from this game and this thing from this game, and they're all PS1 games, and so it's evoking that or whatever. Or I find that this specific way of the PS1 handling it is creepy. I've been thinking about this myself. I've been thinking about like I have been dipping my toes into a little bit of Blender and Godot just to see. I think more than anything, I'd like to have a better understanding of what games devs go through to put their projects together. And also, I have interests in making my own things and seeing what happens. But I was like, man, what really I think is creepy is the way triangle models deform on the N64. I think there's potential for that weird deformation that they do because they're triangles and not polygons. When animating, that could be really interesting to do some creepy things with. And like that to me is a reason to use that style. But anyway, so it was just something I've been thinking about. Gonna think about going forward with these games.